He drives the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. He is seated 8th in the chase. And, Jeff, talk about your outlook heading into the chase, going for a 5th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship.
Well, I mean, you got to be in the top 12, to have a shot at the championship. We did that. I mean, we've had a great regular season, and, I know we're missing the bonus points, but I still think that we've got an awesome race team that can go, do a lot in these final 10 races. I feel like Steve and, and our whole group have really put a good game plan together. The benefits of being up in the points, like we've been, allows us to think ahead a little bit more and put a good game plan together. And I feel like we've been doing that. So hopefully that all shows, when we get to New Hampshire and get this chase started. But I'm looking forward to getting it all started, see what we can do.
Questions for Jeff Gordon? If you have one, raise your hand. Questions for Jeff? Right here, Kim has one.
Kim Robertson, Insider Racing News. I'll ask you the same thing I've asked everybody else. The playing field seems to be a little bit more level going into the chase this year. You're looking for your 5th, as well as Jimmy's looking for his 5th. What kind of opportunities do you think you have this year that may not have been available last year due to the uneven playing field, whereas this year it seems to be a little more equal? I
mean, I don't even remember what was going on at this point in the season last year. I just know that we got in the chase and the 300 cars, kind of were battling it out among the three of us, and I don't really, most of that starts to show itself 4 or 5 races into the chase, and that's kind of the way I feel about it right now. Maybe there's no clear-cut favorite right now of the way the past 26 races have gone, but I've seen how the team that really is going to go win that championship seems to be pretty clear in the past anyway. 4 or 5 races into the chase, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again this year. But certainly right now the thing that is exciting is that it's really hard to predict who that's going to be. I think it's exciting for the sport right now of how competitive and close the competition is, and right now I'm only focused on making sure that we're a part of that factor, when we get down to Homestead, and right now it's kind of hard to get excited about that when you're sitting here being 8th, seated after being 2nd all year long. So the only way we're really going to go see what we've got is to get through the first 3 or 4 races. And there's a lot of tracks I think we're really good at. There's a couple that we've got to get better at. And I think that we'll just have to wait and see.
Got a question in the back. Go ahead.
Jeff, you look at the way the season has gone for you and some of the other drivers out there. How much of an importance is there more of an emphasis this year, or just in the chase in general, on consistency as opposed to winning? How do you balance those two factors?
I mean, I think that consistency is always very important. Because if you run consistently up towards the front, then you give yourself a better chance at winning races. And I think the only thing I'm disappointed in this year so far is just that we've had 3 or 4 opportunities to win, and we didn't get it done. Had we done that, I think that we'd be as much of a favorite as anybody else, or I think that we'd be talking a totally different tune right now. And so, for us, we've got to go now and have 10 spectacular weeks. We can't just go be consistent. That's not going to win the championship for us, unless we're consistently 2nd. But, I think that, we're looking at, we realize we got to step it up. We got to step it up big, and we got to put 10 incredible weeks together to make up that deficit. But, if you're Jimmy, if you're Denny, I mean, I think those guys can go be consistent They don't have to win, but I expect those guys will win. But if they're consistent, they're going to be really, really tough to beat.
Let's go upstairs for a question. Go ahead. Question for Jeff Gordon.
Brian Belansky from RacingWire.info. Jeff, tonight you had a heck of a battle to get back up to 12th where you finished. Give us a little bit of insight as to how the night went and how you got back up to 12th.
Yeah, it was definitely a heck of a battle for us. I was talking to Harvick and talking to Kyle Busch, and we all kind of started back there, and it was unbelievable when the green flag dropped. I mean, we all went backwards, because it was just mayhem, in the middle of the field, and I really thought that even starting where we started, that once we got going green, that we were going to drive up through the field, at least to the top 10 or 15. And, boy, we really struggled doing that, and we needed to make some big adjustments. We made those adjustments, and by the end of the race, we actually had a very fast race car. So that was very promising, and it feels good that we ended things on a good note, driving forward. But at the same time, it was frustrating that we didn't qualify better than we did, and I think that had we even as far off as we were at the beginning of the race, I think had we started up front, I think that we could have adjusted and really, I don't know if we could have battled the Gibbs cars. They were in another league, but I think we could have been up in the top 5. So yeah, it wasn't a fun night for quite a while there, but I was actually having fun there at the end, driving up by guys.
Stay upstairs. Question for Jeff. Go ahead.
Jeff, Stan Creekmore with South Boston News and Record. 5 of the drivers in the chase failed to win a race this year, including yourself. 4 drivers who won races didn't make the chase. How important do you think it's going to be to your chances and to any of the others to make sure that you do get into victory lane throughout the chase?
Man, all we can do is go to New Hampshire and try to win the race, just like we do every weekend, but we hope that by being prepared, thinking really solidly through our setup, our race car that we're taking, our process through practice, and race procedures and all those things, that and things that we learned from earlier in the season, that it gives us the opportunity to go win. And we first start at New Hampshire, and then we get through New Hampshire, and we do all those same things. Dover, for the next race, and we realize it's important for us to win, but it's not like we haven't been trying. We've been trying hard, and we've come close this year. I think, I wish that we were as close to some victories here in the last 5 or 6 races. Michigan, I think we had a car capable of winning, but I wish that we had been closer to some victories like we were in the first 10 races. It seems like, and I don't know if it's Hendrick as a whole or just us, we've seemed to have lost a little bit, and I'm hoping that the things that we have in store coming up in the final 10 get that back. With this car these days, you can be off the tiniest bit and it can look like a lot, and you can find a little thing and all of a sudden it looks like you've gained a ton. So that's why you just never count yourself out, even when things aren't going well.
Let's come downstairs for a couple. We'll go here to this gentleman, and then we'll go to Mike Vega, and then to David.